All right, welcome everyone to the sharing shop. We are so excited for today. To help us know who we're talking to, we're really going to use the chat box a lot. So whether you have been with Plexus for years or you're brand new, please join us in the chat. We're going to have that popped up. I'm going to pop it up right here so we can watch, look for your questions, and then also engage all together. So I would love to hear, are you in the chat? Are you brand new to Plexus? That would be like maybe in the last month or two, and your first week or your first month or your second month. Are you brand new, or how long have you been with Plexus? Are you an experienced Plexus user? Where are you at? Let us know in the comments so we can. Okay, joined last month, brand new, 7 years, 9 years. I think Lizzie, who is my sponsor in Upline, Elizabeth Spone, I think she's the only person who can maybe beat me because I've been 10 years and she was what, 2 months before?
I think I was, like 10 years in February. So almost, yeah.
Makes me feel very old, like a decade. I love it. Everyone coming in 10 years. Eva, you're on with us. Awesome. All right, so we have a wide range here. Some people are brand new, some have been a decade plus like us. The purpose of this sharing shop is for those brand new individuals, or maybe you've been using the products for a while, but you haven't engaged in the business sharing Plexus side yet. Or it's something that you're considering. You're drinking that pink drink, you're watching your friends' stories, you're watching them share about Plexus, and you're thinking, maybe this is something I could do. What does that look like? How would I do that? So we're gonna cover all of this and give you that beginning basics, whether you're wanting to restart or get started for the first time. So a little bit about myself. My name is Amber Miller. I'm a homeschool mom of 4 kiddos. We live on a farm and we homestead over here. And like I said, I've been with Plexus for a decade now. I was 23 years old when I first got started. I started with the products because I desperately needed them. And I'm actually going to pass it over to my sponsor, Lizzie, because her story comes before mine, and then I'll follow. So Lizzie, can you share with everyone how you got started with Plexus and a little bit about your journey and where you are now?
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Amber. So I am from a small town of 5,000 people. I worked at a local ministry, and the sheriff's wife of our small town shared with my mom and I about this pink drink. And you guys, if you came from like a skeptical, like this isn't going to work, that was me. Like I was so skeptical, but you know what I did? I didn't stay skeptical. I said yes. My mom and I joined and linked arms, and she said, let's do this together. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? And so I did. And she's the one who really encouraged me to jump in and go for it. And so I was dating a guy from Alaska, and I'm from Tennessee. So I was praying. I was praying for a plan B and for something to do when I moved to Alaska, 5,000 miles away. I was like, what am I going to do? Because I'm going to drive him crazy and me crazy, because I had a very full, busy life. And I worked I sold eBay. I sold like designer purses on eBay. I did massage, and I worked in a ministry. So I was looking for something to do when I moved to Alaska. And I prayed for this, and this is what God gave me. And so it was like, I don't know if this is right, but I just went for it. And I said yes. And I told Amber about it. And so if you come from that place of skepticism, it's okay. Just don't stay there. And I just started sharing, and I didn't have a story yet, but I just shared other people's stories. And so I just continued to do that, and just the power of testimonies. And I remember not knowing, I knew nothing about the products. And so I literally took Amber to an event to show her what, and I literally held her oldest son, Colt, outside while she sat inside and listened to the event. And I sat outside with her crying baby the whole time, and I was like, I will come pick you up and take you out to eat, and I'll hold your baby for you. So that is a little bit about how I got started.
Yeah, and that's how I heard about Plexus. And now, just to end Lizzie's story, her and her husband are both at the top highest rank. They're a double diamond household. Diamond's our highest rank in Plexus. So we're wanting to give you guys this wide picture of where you started, Lizzie. And now you guys are at double diamond home. You and your husband are both diamonds. And then sharing with me as a 23-year-old, she knew I needed the products. She asked me 3 times to look at Plexus, come to an event, try the products. And I kept saying, no, I'm already using a lot of stuff. I already have things. And finally I said, just to be nice, if you take me out to dinner, you hold my baby, I'll go with you. So she picked me up. I wanted a night out. And then I heard these stories and heard these testimonies and got inspired by the what if. And that's what we're wanting to pass on. And we're going to get into training how to do this in a minute, but we want to also give you that encouragement if you're new to looking at this, that what if of the possibility with the business. So I was, struggling. We were struggling financially. We wanted to earn more. I was doing all these little home businesses, little side jobs. And when I saw, wow, I could share products that were really helping other people, that I was enjoying myself and earn income from that, it was just a no-brainer. It was, yeah, okay, how do I do that? Where's my link? How do I tell my mom and my cousin and my friend about these products? And several years later, I was able to reach the top level of the company as well. I'm a diamond ambassador now with Plexus for 7 years now. My husband was able to retire at 25 years old. This is our full-time family business. It's how we farm. Farming is our hobby. Plexus pays for it. And that's our story and how we got started with Plexus and why we want to inspire you guys today with the stories and how to do it. And then to finish it off, because we have our other 2 beautiful ladies training with us today, I shared with my friend Sally. So Lizzie shared with me. I shared with my friend Sally, who we grew up together. We were teenage friends together. She was a young mom as well. And Sally, you want to take it over? There she
Yes,
is.
absolutely. So if you are watching this and you are thinking, I've talked to so many women, okay, like me. So I'm just putting this out there. If you're thinking, okay, this sounds awesome, but I don't think I could do this. Like, I don't think I have the skills. I don't think I have the personality. That's where I came from. But I want to encourage you to listen to this with an open mind, because we all have gifts and skills that we can leverage, and we all have the ability to learn new things, right? So I really resonate with Liz's story. I was praying also for a way to add additional income to our home. Amber didn't know this, okay, when she reached out to me, but I had just quit my job. I just had a baby boy, and I didn't really have a plan of what to do next. So she emailed me, and she's like, she's been talking to me about the products, talking to me about the company. She's like, I just earned a trip to Hawaii. And something about that just clicked with me, because Nate and I had literally just been talking about how we wanted to travel and we would never financially be there to do it. And so after that, I was like, I'm gonna look at this. No matter if I think I can do it or not, we're gonna try it. And so I did. And what I found was, we have gifts. If you're an introvert, or if you're like more of a shy type of person, you have gifts that you can leverage that oftentimes we undervalue. If you're good with one-on-one, if you have deep friendships with people, if you are good with like heart-to-heart conversations, you have trust with people. And it might take a little while, but consistency is your best friend in this business. And once you find your flow and you learn your skills, you just stick to it and you just talk about it and you just share in your way, in your style. And what I found is opposites attract. And this business is not only about you. So you will bring people into your organization that might be totally opposite than you and have totally different gifts than you. And so that's how it blooms. Like, all 4 of us have completely different personalities and gifts, and we've all been able to find success in this business. So yeah.
And Sally, what does your family, how do you guys benefit now from the business you started several years ago?
Okay, so I started this when I had my first baby, right? Like, we had years of sleepless nights and 3 more babies and pregnancies and yada, yada. Now we are finally able to actually live out our dream. So we bought a van and we decked it out and we started traveling like all over Florida, doing crazy trips. Then we were able to upgrade to an RV, and we've been able to do even more traveling. And so it's like coming full circle now. So whatever your dream is, like invest in this. No matter what season of life you're in, if you're covered in babies and breast milk and all the things, just build this a little bit at a time, because later, now or later, you will reap the fruit of it and you will be so glad that you did.
Yes, I love that. I have a 3-week-old newborn as well. This is coming full circle. Lizzie held my crying baby 11 years ago or 10 years ago, and now my sister's watching my newest one. I love it. So I'm definitely the one covered in the stuff right now. But here we are. So after I love showing this. So Lizzie shared with me, I shared with Sally, and then Sally shared with Leah, who is now my new neighbor. So Leah, can you share your story?
Yeah, of course. So I'm a senior Ruby ambassador now, and I started, it's kind of, I'll just tell the story, because how I started was actually, it was after my second was born. He was a month old, and I had seen people sharing, and I wish 100 times over I started before I did, but I was where I was, and I'm still thankful that I started. So Sally had been sharing, and there were some other people on our network that I had seen like posting some things. And so I told her, like, she said, what do you want for a baby gift? And I said, I don't need anything. It was my second little boy. I'm good, but I want some pink drink. And so I tease her all the time, because that investment of a bag of pink drink that she sent me as a baby gift has well since paid off many times over, because I ended up joining her team, and I tried the pink drink just as a customer for a couple months. And then I thought, you know what? I think I know a few people who would like to get the same or get results out of these products, whether they're looking for the same thing I was or not. And so I joined as a ambassador, and really, let's see, that was the end of 2014. And so it's been a while now. It's been a minute. It's almost 9 years for me. That's kind of wild to say, but I have never missed a month with a check. I have not had to pay for my own products since probably like just a couple months after I joined. I discovered that in my network, there were people that wanted Plexus. Who knew? And they were people that Sally did not know. And so I was able to open an entire whole world of people who had not heard about Plexus, and just started sharing, and my friends started seeing results. And I ended up, now I have a team, a beautiful team. Many of you guys are on here, and I just love to pour into them, all of you. And so that has been a huge blessing. Our family has had a few curveballs financially, and I can't even tell you how much Plexus has helped hold us over and be the consistent thing when some other things were not. And so it has enabled us to make some choices. We just moved. And that has been Plexus has been a big part of that. So that has been, a little bit of our story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. Thank you. Yeah.
Sure.
They're our new neighbors, and her husband was a paramedic, and Sally's husband was a firefighter. Lizzie, an engineer of some kind. Mine was a construction contractor. So all different backgrounds here and different starting points, but we hope that gives you a what if and what this could be, and lets you know a little bit about our story and why we're passionate about sharing. So how to help you start sharing Plexus. We're going to dive into this. And what I would love to see in the chat, I see a few people sharing it, but if you have been blessed financially by Plexus, you've been an ambassador for a while, could you please share either your rank or a little bit about what the income has allowed your family? And I want to pull this up as well, because this is one of the reasons we share these products. Most of us were product users first, and we loved what we saw with the products, but additionally, the income and the business model is what has blessed our home so much, and we're talking about today. So looking at these numbers, what if question again, what do you want to earn with Plexus? What could this afford your family or your home? Lizzie and I, like I said, are both blessed to be diamonds for years now. Lizzie's husband's also a diamond. Sally and Leah are both senior rubies working on emerald, and we just want to show you that possibility. So fill out the chat. Either what is your goal, what are your dreams with Plexus, or what have you already achieved and that you're working on continuing with? Let's share that with others. Okay, so jumping in with the sharing shop. So we're covering the beginning basics here. And if we're looking at that, there are two different ways to share Plexus. There's the public posting or individual conversations. That's really your two main avenues of sharing, right? So we're going to jump into posting first and then talk about how to have great, powerful Plexus conversations where you're helping and serving people and feeling really good about every single message you're sending. So first, posting though. So most of the time when people have Facebook or social media, we are social media stalkers, right? It's we're not active posters. Maybe we post on Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, a picture of our kids' birthday. We're not actively engaged on there besides scrolling. So when you're sharing Plexus, when you're getting started with the Plexus business, we want to help you shift your mindset behind being just a scroller or a social stalker to being an active poster and engager on social media, because it's one of the platforms we use. So there's 5 different types of posts. They're really easy, but you can grab your notebooks. We also have this on a sheet that we're going to give everyone at the end of this. But there's 5 different types of posts that you can rotate between to be a giver and a poster on social media instead of just a scroller. The first one is to ask questions of your social media feed. So make a Facebook post asking people, where are you going on summer vacation? What great ideas do you have for the kids this summer? What are your favorite shoes for summer water shoes for kids? Asking questions of your audience, posting it, posting questions in your stories. That's your first one. The second is your face. Now, this might seem like a no-brainer, but there are so many social media feeds where, have you guys ever been there when you're trying to stalk someone on social media? You find out from a friend about someone that's dating someone or something, and you go and you're like, oh, let me look this person up. And their most recent profile picture is like 2012, and you have no idea what they look like, and it's so disappointing. So we want to make sure you're showing your face. You should be, and it doesn't have to be a selfie. It can be a picture of you with a friend. It can be a picture of you and your kids or your spouse, or 4 different photos of what you're doing that day, and one includes you in it. But you want to make sure that you're present on your social feed, and we'll talk about why in a second, but that's really important. Third is making recommendations. So maybe you have great water shoes that you love for your kiddos this year, and you can post, hey, if anyone's looking for water shoes for your kids, these are my favorite, and share about them and why. Maybe posting what you're doing for summer ideas, or a great recipe for healthy popsicles. Interact me if you want to.
Yeah.
But just any recommendations that you can give. And that's because then you are giving value to your audience on social media instead of just taking, right? So recommendations around you. I like to do a exercise with my team where I'll say, what on your desk, and let's do it right now in the chat, use the chat. Is there anything in front of you that you would recommend to a friend because it's helpful for you? Okay. I love my Stanley mug. I know it's very cliche, but I absolutely love this thing and have used it every single day since I bought it 7 months ago. I love my Stanley. You can share, I have books sitting here on my desk, books that I love. Okay. Dumbbells, sweet tea. Maybe not because it's a lot of sugar, but you can maybe have a recipe you love. You can share for it. Instapot, Shalom. I'm guessing you're in your kitchen, right? Your favorite Plexus bottle, eyeglass holder. Your breakfast you're eating, Mom, that's very on point for you. My planner. See, so many ideas. Right now, you are staring at all of these things in front of you that you could be recommending. And that's helping you be a credit, a value to your audience. Thank you for your ideas, you guys. I love it. Fourth is going to be your lifestyle, your hobbies, your interests. Are you a homeschool mom? Are you a workout fanatic? Are you a gardener? Are you just learning how to garden this year? Show what's in front of you. Make a post about it. Put it in your stories. Those things help people connect to you and identify with you. They're not too insignificant or boring. You guys, I love cows. I'm a cow fanatic and lover. My friends know it. My social media audience knows it. And it's one of the reasons they like and connect to me is because I'm really consistent with that hobby or obsession, whatever you want to call it. But putting that out there. And then the fifth is, of course, Plexus. Now, I wanted to show you all of these other options of posts that you can rotate between, because we don't want you to be just an infomercial for Plexus, right? Where someone goes to your Facebook or they're watching your stories and it's just Plexus story, testimony, Plexus, and then you just became a billboard. We want you to show your humanness, your life, your interests, how Plexus is fitting into all of that. We want you to be engaging with your audience, asking questions, and feeling really good about every Plexus post you make, because you know that you've been engaging with people, recommending, showing your life, and you're now a giver on social media instead of just a taker, right? So that when you share about Plexus, people will lean in and have an interest because they have seen all of these other things that you're posting and engaging with you, and they feel like they've gotten to know you. You maybe have rekindled that familiarity with someone that you haven't seen in 10 years, and they're like, wow, look at Leah's doing this. Leah just moved. Leah's has this awesome recipe, and they're receiving all this value from you. So that when you post about Plexus, that interest level is a lot higher than if you had been just a scroller on social media, right? So you're going to want to rotate between these 5 types of posts on Facebook and in your stories. I'm very active in my stories. I do all of these in one day. I will flow through everything you see here in one day, pretty much every single day of the week. So, and if you keep that flow, you're keeping the interest high. So there's that. What wise social media time looks like. Now, I wanted to include this because one thing we hear from people is, I don't have a lot of time, or I don't want to be on my phone a lot, or how can I make the most of what I'm doing? Take a screenshot, please. Wise social media time. If you are not doing one of these things, if it's not one of these or messaging with somebody about Plexus, then you're probably wasting time on social media. It is the biggest drain of forever, right? So commenting on people's posts, that's engaging with people. Commenting on their stories, commenting on their posts, that's causing engagement. So that is wise social media time. That means you can't just scroll by and say, oh, look, Leah's doing such and such. No, you got to comment on it. Wow, that's awesome, to cause engagement. Comment on their stories and ask questions. So when you're asking questions of people, it creates engagement back, right? So if you're right here, so I'm going to keep using Leah as an example. If Leah posted, her dinner that she made for her family, she's a big old cook. She's an amazing cook. She does that all the time. And I commented, wow, that looks great. Can I get the recipe? Now we're in an active conversation versus heart eyes and, thumbs up, but we're in an active conversation, which is what you want to create on social media. A third would be messaging them ideas that you've seen them ask for. So if it was someone like me and I say I'm such a last minute cook, that's not something I enjoy, trying to figure out what to make for dinner tonight, you might say, hey, Amber, I love this blog that I found on Pinterest about last minute dinner ideas. I know you're always commenting, I'm just like you, thought you would enjoy this, and send it over to me, because you're building credit and value with somebody, right? That's that engagement. And here's a bonus tip for you, is to keep a list of people that you want to either rekindle or try to build that engagement and familiarity with, and actively, purposely engage on their accounts during the week. Now, just as a reminder, I'm recapping all this, how to post on social media, what wise social media time looks like, how to build engagement, because social media posting is one of the ways we share Plexus, right? So when I post me in a picture of my pink drink and what the products are doing for me, the people that I have been actively engaging with, let's say Leah was a potential customer for me, and I have been asking her for her recipe ideas. I've been commenting on her posts and actively engaging. Facebook or Instagram is going to show her my Plexus post. It's going to come across her feed. That's how the Facebook algorithm works. And it's going to show her that. And because we have built up this engagement, this familiarity, I've hopefully added value to her life by commenting or offering her some recommendation that she liked, she saw me post about on Facebook. That causes her interest level, her trust level, her connection level to dramatically increase with me. And most likely, hopefully, if she has a need for Plexus, she's going to reach out and ask me. Or I am going to reach out and offer Plexus information to her because I know we have built that familiarity up, right? So that is why you want to be an active poster using those 5 types of posting styles on Facebook. You can start right now. Do that in 5 minutes. I mean, posting doesn't take long, and why you want to use your social media time wisely to engage with people that you want to share with in the future. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Not really.
Okay.
No. Well, one thing that maybe like, what is a way that Plexus posts? How do we make them
yes,
engaging and good?
We're going to get into that.
Are you going to go for
We're
that?
going to, yes,
Okay.
it's in my next slide. I'm
Oh,
glad
okay.
you asked. It's in a couple slides, so you got to hang in there with us. If there's some comments, if you want to watch the chat, if there's comments in there, or Lizzie, do you want to, or Sally, jump in on any of that we could explain more? Why is thumbs up a death to your business? I love it, Eva. Yes, because that's like the most generic, almost rude thing you can do. There's no engagement there. There's no back and forth. You want a back and forth. People often say, I want to share Plexus with so-and-so, or I can think of this person and that person, but I haven't talked to her in years, right? Mm-hmm. Or I haven't been engaged. You know, I have an old church group I went to, but I moved 5 years ago. And so I haven't been engaging with those friends for that long. This is your chance to make a list of those names. These are people I want to share Plexus with, but gosh, I haven't talked to them in so many years. You can start engaging on their Facebook posts. You can start watching their stories and posting things that they'll want to engage on, right? Those recommendations, the lifestyle posts, the questions, and that's going to drive up that rekindle that connection again, so that you can feel really great when you offer Plexus, when you send a message to them, because you have established that back and forth, right? So that's why you're looking at doing that. So that's the second way. The first way, social media posting, and we'll get into how to post Plexus in a little bit. But
and I think do you necessarily mean that just liking someone's post is a bad thing, right?
Oh, no,
Mostly
no.
just like responding to something with a thumbs up is just kind of like a over type of thing. But just engaging on social media, liking, commenting, loving, all those things. Like if you're talking about, you know, liking the post from someone's zoo trip, that's not a bad thing. So yeah, that was just a comment about that. So I just want to make sure
you can like it, but it's like going like a nod, not like a, oh, wow, I love da, da, da. Yeah, you want to cause engagement.
Yes.
Anytime I accidentally send a thumb, I'm like, oh, awkward thumb. I'm so sorry. That's what I call it, the awkward thumb.
Can I add to that, Amber?
Yes, go ahead.
I think just like as Amber's saying, you just want to be a friend. Like, just think about it. How do you talk to people in real life? Like when you are out and about, sometimes it's so easy for us to hide behind our computer, but how do we talk to people like when we're out and about? Like we're just friendly and we're nice and we like, oh, you know what? I saw this and I just love this shirt and I want to tell you about it. And we just talk and I think sometimes we get behind our computer and we just change into this like awkward person because we get in our mind and we get so caught up, and you just have to like put that off and be like, I get to share Plexus. This is a beautiful thing. And I get to help inspire and help people change their health. And that is such a wonderful thing. And so just like I was praying for this and Sally was praying for this and so many others, like look at it that way, like work to change and shift your perspective. And then it'll just be natural when you talk to people.
I love it. And I'm actually going to jump. I was putting this in the slides later on, but I'm just going to jump it up here. And we're going to do how to post about Plexus. So the way to make a Plexus post is to either show your product usage, show it in your life. I love this example of Leah and her kiddos. They're taking the Mega Kids products, and she's showing how much they love it, how it blesses you, what it's done for you, sharing other people's testimonies. We're going to talk about where you can find those a little bit later, but sharing other people's testimonies, asking people what they want to see in their day. So if you see this example of Stephanie, she said, what would a day of clean energy, balance, a clear head be like for you? So she's asking the what would question, helping someone put themselves in your shoes. One thing you'll notice here is it's photos of either people with their products or testimonies instead of a graphic. You don't want to put a graphic up, which might be like maybe Plexus, because they're the company, shares a pretty image of the pink drink, and you just putting that up has no connection to what it could actually do or with you in it. Do you want to share anything with that?
No, I mean, but doing it, just doing it.
Just doing it. Yeah.
Honestly, don't get too hung up with it, and showing your face. You can never go wrong, because that is what helps people, just the recognition. Oh, this is Leah. Oh, this is Amber. Like,
yeah,
it is, you need that connection. So do not forget that part.
Yeah, every time they see you with the products, they connect you to being able to help with the products. So whether that's next month that they're going to message you, or you're going to message them and talk about them, or 6 months from now, if they see you consistently, you will be their Plexus person. Versus you posted about it one time, you didn't post about it again for several weeks, but then they see their other friend is posting about it once a week or showing in their stories, they're being consistent. You will be the validation that those products were great. Oh, that's that stuff that Amber posted about. Now Leah's posting about it. Leah's posting about it a lot more often. I'm going to go message Leah, right? But I remember a couple of weeks ago, Amber said she liked that too. But you don't want to be the, oh, she posted about that too person. You want to be the one that they're like, she loves that stuff. She is the one that I have needs. I want to go ask her because she's consistently showing up. She didn't do the post one time and say, oh, nobody liked it. Nobody messaged me, so I won't post again, right? You want to be the one that is showing up often with it. And if you're blending in those 4 other types of posts that we gave you suggestions of, it won't just be a magazine for Plexus on your Facebook feed. You'll be a very active life bringer to social media, and that is attractive. So that's how you want to blend those together. Yeah, she's my Plexus girl, right, Eva? That's what you want them to think. I'm going to her. And you guys, we were both talking about it. You had 7 new customers last month. And several of them were people that said, I used Plexus several years ago, and I'm wanting to restart, and I see that you, like, they know Leah and Plexus, like that's who they're going to go to, right? I have people all the time. My friend drinks this, or my cousin, I think, used that last year. You know, it's all these distant references, but they come to me because we're consistently showing up. So that's the first, using social media to post your life and to post about Plexus and grow that interest for people. All right, so number 2 is personal conversations. We have a lot of tips here and a lot of things we want to talk about. So sometimes we can feel maybe a little bit nervous about messaging somebody and offering Plexus information. And that's because we get this wrong thought of, I don't want to be, we think I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy. If she was interested, she would message me, right? And these are all dream killers. They're dream killing thoughts. They're negative thoughts. They're ones that are going to stop any further action. They're fear-based. They're not brave and bold and confident. You want to be brave, bold, confident, and service-based when you are sharing about Plexus, not selfish-based of, oh, I don't want her to think I'm salesy, so I'm not going to message her. That's all about me, not about, I think Leah might be interested in these products and I want to give her the opportunity to look at them or to decide that, right? we often think not messaging is being better, but that's actually just being selfish. Messaging in the correct way is what we want to do, and we're going to show you that. I want to give you guys this mindset, this thought. If you've been messaged by people, has anyone ever gotten like a hey girl message of like, I don't even know who this person is, I've never seen them on my Facebook, or it has been like 27 years since we last talked, right? And this is just a generic copy and paste. We've all been there. Nobody likes it. That is being sold to instead of being served. So just like in every industry, there are great doctors and there's not so great doctors. There's wonderful contractors like my husband was, and there's ones that are going to rip you off, right? There's great firefighters, and there's probably ones that aren't so great. You know, there's just like every industry has the great ones and the not so great ones. Our industry, we want you to be one of the great ones, one of the service-based, impactful people that shares the product that changes lives in a way that people listen to, just like why you're on this Zoom today, right? Someone shared with you in a great way, and that's why you're here. So that is what we have, what we set out to do when messaging people about Plexus. So we're not having this I'm going to message to sell to them mindset, or worried about being salesy, or worried about that at all. Instead, we are offering something. We're connecting. We're offering people, if they would like information, we're connecting them to stories and testimonies of what it's done for others and what it can do for them. And then we're serving them through great product experiences. Sales done well. Write this down if you're taking notes. Put it on your phone, put it on your fridge. Sales done well is great service, right? It's an exchange of services. So this is an example. You can take a screenshot if you like. Whatever, I know we have several different teams and groups here joining. So most likely whoever invited you or your team has message examples of how to offer Plexus. These are some first time offer messages. So for example, hey Laura, how are you? You came to mind because we're both in similar stages of life. This is something similar that I would have messaged to my friends. Hey, I know you have little ones too. You just had a baby. I just had a baby, right? That similar stage. Has anyone shared Plexus with you yet? You guys, one of the key things in offering Plexus is don't be afraid to say the word Plexus. Some people might say, oh, you know, I'll tell them what it is later. But that is kind of weird, right? If someone was messaging you, right, it is weird when I get a message and they're like, there's this wonderful thing and it comes in a pink package and it will make you glow. And are you interested? I'm like, what is it? Like, what is the name? Like, right? So be bold about, have you heard of Plexus? Because most likely someone is going to have validated that. Oh yeah, my second cousin takes that, or so-and-so, right? Have you heard of it? I've been using them for these issues, whatever your issues are, and I'm enjoying my results. If you have any need for supplements, can I send you some info? Or if that's something that maybe you'd be open to, can I send you some info? Have you ever tried it? You always want to end with a question in your offer message. So you can, we have examples for you as a team. I'm sure your team has plenty of examples, but we really want to help you grasp that a boldness of just offering out and letting them decide yes or no, right? So our next big question is, when they say yes, like you ask, can I send you info? Can I send you some information? And they say yes, what do you do next? Sally, Leah and Lizzie are going to take this, but Leah, okay, why don't you take this and then we'll go into Lizzie as well.
Okay. So once you have reached out to them and they're talking back, you're having a ping pong conversation, like, yes, I'm interested. What is it? Or tell me what you take, or something like that. A lot of times I like to ask people like what they're looking for help with. Like, you don't know what you're supposed to serve unless they tell you what their problems are. And so if they're looking for help with skin issues, do not send them stuff about weight loss. Like, you don't prejudge what you think they need. And so what I like to do is just say like, hey, if you could, help with one or two things with your health,
Absolutely.
like what would those things be? And so sometimes they'll say like, oh, my gut's not on track, or I really want to lose 10 pounds, or my skin is just driving me crazy, or I want to get off whatever. Sometimes if I feel like I need more information, I can just say, tell me more what that looks like, or like, can you just tell me more? People like to talk about their problems. Like
Yes.
it's not usually a problem to get information and know exactly how to serve them. So then like these testimony screenshots right here, I go into our testimony group and just hit the search bar and say, I'm looking for someone, and I'm going to find a testimony that might speak to their needs. So I screenshot something and I send it to them and say, hey, does this relate to you? And a lot of times they're like, yes, that gives me a lot of hope. And so then we go forwards and go into
we'll go into that in a second. Okay. So she's going to tell you what to do next.
Okay.
So we're still on stories.
Yes.
So Lizzie, can you please share why people generally, was me, when someone said, yes, send me info.
Yeah, no.
They saw me post, right? The natural inclination is, okay, I got to send them the factual science behind what these products could do for them, right? Lizzie, can you share why that's not what we want to do and why we want to use stories and how you did that? Right.
Because stories connect. And just like when I started with Amber, I didn't know all the ingredients, and I didn't need to know all the ingredients, but I took her and showed her stories. And that's what we did with Lori too, is we took her to a meeting so she could hear the stories, because the stories pull at the heartstrings, guys. Like it pulls, and you read the stories. Like if you want to, like if you feel like your belief is low, go read some testimonies, go listen to some testimonies of some stories of hope or some different people's stories, and see how these products are helping people, because that's what connects. That's what makes someone buy, not sending them the fact sheet and saying, and it has, Garcinia cambogia and, alpha-lipoic acid. And, maybe one out of like 100 people are those people. And when you have that person, you connect them with someone that's like that. You say, you know what, that's a great question. And I do that. I still, 10 years later, I don't know all the ingredients. I couldn't tell you every single thing that's in there, and I don't need to, and I don't have to, but I can find someone that can, and I can be like, you know what, that's a great question. Let me find out, and I'll come back with an answer for you. And so I'm not the expert, but I can sit there and connect them with someone who is. But use the testimonies, use the stories. That is what will help build your business.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And you can find those stories in your team's testimony page. There's several teams on here. So there's different testimony pages. Ask who invited you this, what's our testimony page? And there's a search bar, and you can search every condition that you can possibly think of. It's kind of insane in there. And you're going to find stories of people that were in that position as well. We also have something called product info sheets. So if somebody does ask, what are the ingredients? What is this? Those product info sheets are golden. Ask whoever invited you to this, where are those? They can get you the link to them. They're incredibly detailed. That's what I do, because I'm not that 1%. I'm the person that's like, sure, it's working, give it to me, and so we have those info sheets and things for you to rely on there. But I love, Lizzie, when you said, that's a great question. Let me find that for you, or let me ask and I'll get back to you. You guys, that actually shows more diligence than if you knew all the answers right there. Because it shows them, that is a custom question. I will go find your custom answer. That is good service. And it also shows them, if they wanted to share these products with friends, they could go find the answer. They don't have to know all the details, right? We're wanting to make sure everything we do is simple, because it's duplicatable. Meaning if I could do it, you can do it. If you can do it, they can do it. And that's the power of this business, right? So that's why testimonies are key. And then, Leah, after you send them a testimony, here is conversation flow.
Yeah. So a lot of times after you send them a testimony, they are excited. This is really the height of it. This is when their belief is like, okay, I can see some hope. I'm excited to try this. So do not stop. Do not stall. Remember that you are the one with your referral link, and they are reaching out to you because you sell something, and it is okay at that point to ask for the sale and to continue on as if an order is happening. Okay. So there's lots of welcome pack options. You can either get a link to a welcome pack that you think would fit their needs, be the person that figures out which welcome pack maybe they would want. You can use the quiz that is on the website, and it can spit out a welcome pack for them, or you can just go find a graphic that connects with the things that they're looking for, and then you can shoot that over to them and say, hey, does this look good? I love to tell them we have a range of welcome packs that go from 112 to what is it? 292 is the most expensive one. Make sure they know this is the best value, like they're going to get. And their first order is a really exciting one. So find a welcome pack graphic, maybe pop them over one, maybe two. I would say maybe one, a couple of the large one and a small one, see what would be a good fit for them. And if they're like, yeah, that looks good, go forward. You can send them a cart. That is something that you can create on your account. And we have, you can get some training on the logistics of how to do that. But it's pretty easy. You just pop them over a cart. You can put in any current promo code and choose the things that they need, so they're not confused when they're placing the order. It's pretty easy. And then that is
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have any questions around that, if you're like, they said these are their issues, I'm not sure which pack, ask the person who helped you. Ask your upline. I love it when my team sends me a screenshot and says, what should I say?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, yay, let's say this. And I'll give them an example of what they could send next. And that's the best way to learn, right?
Yeah. So if you're just starting sharing and you're like, well, welcome pack, like, I don't know which one, involve your upline. Just say like, hey, so-and-so has this problem. What should I have them take? Because you don't need to figure all of that out right in the beginning. You can make a 3-way chat with your person who's interested and your upline and yourself. That is something that I encourage my team to do, because I can just walk them right through the ordering process, and it's pretty simple. If you have that available to you, go for it and use that. Your upline will love it, I promise. And then after they are ordered, you're going to want to keep funneling them good information. It's okay. Keep sending testimonies after they've already ordered, because they're excited. They're in the mail and they're pumped to get on the products. And so it's a really good time at that point to just build up their belief and get them even more excited to start their products when they get them, right when they get them. So we don't want them like shoved in the corner with the other mail, like waiting for Monday. We want them opened up. And so you are helping to guide and lead them into that.
Yes. And that's where that good service is. Plug them into your team page, invite them to future events, help them get more exposure, all of that. But here's the flow. And the important thing about it is after you offer information and they say yes, to jump right to, so I can send the right info, so I can send what you would want to see. Tell me, what are a few things that you would want to work on? For me, it was, or for me it is, and share a few of yours to prompt some ideas. Get them talking about themselves and their needs. Send the testimonies that relate. Ask if these relate. When they say, yes, that sounds like me, share the welcome pack. Great. Here's what I would recommend. Or here's 2 options. Which one sounds more like what you want to start with, right? Awesome. Here's the link. Let me know as soon as you order. I'm going to send you a getting started video so you know what you can prep for when those products are in the mail. So that is the key to the Plexus conversation flow. All right, now we're going to get into, but what if they don't order right away? Like, what if they stop responding? Or I sent testimonies, I sent information, I sent a video, and then they didn't message me back, right? Okay, first off, congratulations. You are talking to another human. That's what that means. You are talking to another human that might have seen it. They didn't have time to watch the video. They didn't know exactly what they wanted to say. Maybe they're like me and their newborn just made another dirty diaper. Whatever it is, they put it down, they walked away. Now is your opportunity to follow up, to layer exposures, to come back to that conversation. What you're not going to do is make a story around it. Okay. You're not going to say, I sent Leah the testimonies, or I sent her that video, or she said, yes, those testimonies sounded like her, and I sent her the link, but she didn't order. I guess she's not interested. Put my phone down and walk away and pout, right? No, it is, I'm so glad I had that conversation with her. Her interest, her exposure to what these products can do, her information is high. She probably is busy or taking some time, or maybe she needs more information, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to check in with her later. I'm going to follow up with her this evening or tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about different examples of how to do that. But that's where you're following up, right? Because that's another human that might need more information, or might just have forgotten to make that order, or might have their own issues going on there. And that's not going to stop us from messaging other people. That's not going to discourage us, because if you are, once again, if you're in true service, I need to and I messaged Leah, and Leah put her phone down for whatever reason. She is on her own journey towards these products, right? I'm not going to let it stop me, diffuse me, discourage me. I might send a screenshot of my conversation to my upline and say, hey, this is where I'm at. She didn't respond. What would you suggest I send back? Or can you look at this and tell me if I should have done something differently? Because that's growing skill set. It's getting better at asking good questions. It's getting better at sending the right info. And your sponsor might say, no, that's great. She just put her phone down, and we'll send her this to help her come back to it. Or, right here is where I would have tweaked it a little bit for next time, but send this and we'll get that conversation going again, right? That's where you're going to get other eyes on it, but you're not going to let it mean anything about the next person you offer Plexus to, or what your potential can be moving forward. If you do, I will share my example with you guys. I started this business because I saw the opportunity and I love the products. And I went to my mom a few months later and I said, I am going to quit the business. I will take the products forever because they're helping me survive, but I'm going to quit the business because nobody is ordering and I'm not as good as you. My mom was succeeding so much in the business. I was feeling so like she's way better than me. I don't think I can do that. So I'm going to quit. I'll just send anyone that's interested to you, right? That's what I did. And she told me, Amber, you just have to keep learning. You have to continue to grow your skills. You're going to improve, or you can choose to walk away and quit from something you know that you could succeed in if you invest in more time and patience, right? And so I'm thinking, and actually her recap was, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap if you say that you're failing one more time, because that was her mom line to me. But I put it in a nice way for you. You're going to continue to move forward and learn. So I almost quit. I almost didn't hit the top of the company because I wasn't willing to push through. My husband would still be working 6, 7 back-breaking labor days a week right now. We'd still not be able to get ahead. He wouldn't be home with the kids farming. Leah wouldn't be here. Sally wouldn't be here. And actually, just some broader perspective here. There's over 100, Lizzie, I know you have over 100 people now in your team, like well over 100 people that have all reached 6 figures or beyond for their family and their home. There's more double diamonds. There's more senior golds. There's more rubies. There's thousands of people because we grew our skill set and kept sharing, right? So push on and grow those skills. We're showing you these steps. We could talk about that forever, but back to this. So on average, a person needs to hear the message of a product or about a product 8 to 12 times before they're ready to try it. That is just normal, and other companies, other businesses know that. You yourself know this, and be excited that when you offered information, you made so many steps farther in that exposure with the person, right? Someone's belief and need levels need to be high enough for them to purchase any product. So their belief that the products are going to work and their need of the products. I have people in my life, they're like, yeah, Plexus is awesome. I'm sure it's great. I believe you, but they don't have a need for it yet that they've connected, right? They might feel like they're super healthy and have no need, but maybe a few months from now, they're going to feel bloated or they're going to run into an issue and they'll come to me, right? The belief in need tank needs to be high for them to make that purchase. Your posts on Facebook, those good Plexus posts, your other posts that aren't Plexus, but help bring up your Plexus posts, right? Your stories, your conversations, you're engaging, you're sending them a sample, inviting them to an event, you letting them be on their journey while you go share with other people and grow your skill set and learn, but you're staying consistent so they come back to you, not their future friend who starts posting about it and you were validating, right? So you doing all these things keeps their belief and need climbing in what you have to offer. But if you post once and you share once and then you let any, maybe they didn't immediately act on it, so you decide to stop, or you let weeks go by or months go by, and when they're interested, they'll let me know. That is what will, that belief in need cannot grow then. How are they going to have exposure, right? That's what will stop their that from happening for them. So this is where we put on the layering, the Facebook post. We already went through this, layering the Facebook post and the story, showing the product in your life. These are ways to keep that belief and need growing. Here's different events you can invite them to. That's what I wanted Lizzie to share about this for a second, because Lizzie, I remember you telling me, my mom, who is also a diamond in the company, you guys, my mom, Lori Bradford, go ahead and say hello in the chat. Mom, I see you there. She's just traveling today, but she went diamond in 11 months. She hit the top of the company in 11 months, and she is now a diamond and a sapphire. She is almost double diamond in the company. Lizzie told me, we have to get your mom to an event. Like, we just have to get her in front of an event. Lizzie, dive into that for a second.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started, my sponsor told me, she's like, Liz, I want you to go find people that you feel like are influential, or that can, like, they go talk to people like who have a busy life that can, add this to their, to the what they already do. And so I thought of Lori. I had zero influence with Lori. I was her daughter's friend. And when I would go visit Amber in California, Lori would be like, you girls have to go to bed before 11 o'clock or your liver won't dump. Like, she was like the one who was always telling us, like, I was just her daughter's friend. So my influence with Lori wasn't super high, but I knew that Amber did have influence with her. Do you guys see how that connection? And so you just have to think, who do I know that has influence with that person? And so maybe I didn't directly have influence with Lori, but Amber did. And so I was able to essentially leverage Amber to reach her
I'm
mom.
so glad you did, which I'm
And
so glad you did.
and that's a beautiful thing, because Amber is able to benefit from that and has built a tremendous business. And I learned so much from her. Even today, I'm just like soaking it in. I was like, I need my notebook to sit there and take notes, because we can always be learning and growing. And so I want you to think about people that are busy, people that are making a difference makers in your community, and people that you know and who you're serving with. Maybe you're serving with them at church. Maybe you're serving with them just in your community. Who are those people? And then maybe you don't have direct influence with them, but who does? Like, how can you reach them? When I moved to Alaska, I was able to do that again. So there was a girl in our area. I knew no one outside of my husband's family. And so I just was like desperate to make friends. So I just essentially, like, I still took my pink drink. I still posted. I was still reaching my other network, but my Alaska network, I knew no one. And so I just worked on developing friendships and developing. And so there was a girl in our area, and she was a mover and a shaker. And so I worked to build a relationship with her and get to know her. And then was 6 months later able to sign her up, and she's a diamond under my husband. So that's just something like how can you build a relationship and then help to, who do they know that they have influence with that you couldn't? Because like the people in that area, I had zero influence with them. But she did. And so she could influence them and make and help that connection. So I just want you to think about, maybe you don't directly have influence with someone, but who do you indirectly have influence with?
Yes. Thank you, Lizzie, for that. That's what I wanted you to share. That she told me, she's like, I wanted your mom. Like I got you because I wanted your mom. And I'm like so grateful because my mom soared to the top of the company because I was 23, staying home with a baby, knew nobody. But my mom in her mid 40s had so much influence. She had credit and built up with people and trust. And she was influential because her network was larger than Lizzie or I. We were like the little kids, right? But because I got to share with mom because Lizzie had influence with me. I share with mom. Mom soared to diamond. She hit diamond years before I did, 2 years before I did. And I was able to grow my skills and work on my mindset and stop doubting myself and learn what I needed to learn during that 2.5 years, and still making a very large income because mom had all those skills and all that influence and was able to do that. So that's the beauty of this business. So that's where you can think, who do I know that they might know someone with influence? Like who do I, that's where this expands. So people say, I have like 5 friends, I have 10 friends, I know 15 people, we all know this small handful. But then when that runs out, what happens, right? Well, this is the beauty of this business. I'm going to show you this. This is how your business grows. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Amber's going to go into this, but treat it like a treasure hunt. There are always people in your network who are looking for this.
Yes.
And you just don't know who they are yet. So don't lose heart. It is very true that you're going to ask 10 people and probably only one will say yes at the beginning.
Yeah.
It is okay. That is not a loss. So just keep in mind, there's people looking. It's digging for gold.
For gold. And those other 9 people, they're just skeptical because they're human and they're going to watch and see if you stay consistent. Is she going to keep doing this? Or is this just one of those things that's coming on my feed again? Right?
Yeah.
But you're going to be consistent because you know this now. So how your business grows, you are in the middle and you're a connector, right? You're connecting people to the products. And then when they enjoy their products, or you're connecting them to the business opportunity because they need that home income as well, they go you're opening a new network. That's the word we use. So all of Leah's friends, they don't know me. I don't know them. She just moved here from California. She has this wide network there. Her husband's an EMT. He has a network there, right? But it was opening a new network. Her loving these products and sharing with her network opened a new channel for myself, and then for Lizzie, and for Sally, right? So it creates that ripple effect of sharing that keeps expanding. And this is what I love about the business. This is what I want to leave you with this full potential here, is the greater your impact, the more people that hear about Plexus get results from the products because you started that ripple effect, right? Like I'm not the one who shared with Leah, but Sally was. Lizzie was not the one who shared with Sally, but I was. Lizzie started that ripple effect that kept expanding. The greater your impact, the more you earn. The more people being blessed by the products, using them, the more people earning an income, they're a couple $100s or a couple $1,000s because they're sharing the products, the wider and the bigger your check becomes, your income becomes. And that's the beauty of the ripple effect of sharing Plexus, and why it doesn't just stop with you knowing a couple people. It starts there and it keeps expanding from there. As you post, as you engage with your audience, as you get to know more people through that engagement, as you have these Plexus conversations and layer exposures and let people watch you as they grow their interest, that's how this expands. So hopefully that gave you guys some looks. Oh, wait, no, I have one more thing. Here's your tool. So great, Amber. How do I take this all and put it into a daily application? Here it is. And if you don't have this in your team, I'll make sure everyone gets it. You can also message me and we'll make sure, but ask your upline first because they should have this. The Plexus winning day. This is the beginning basics, the beginning steps at the Plexus winning day. So if you're just getting started or wanting to restart, this is what you're going to want to look at. Every single day, you're going to want to offer Plexus to people. The goal of 3 people a day, especially if you have that network, is a great goal. Offering the business, the products, thinking of them, using that conversation flow we shared. Following up and layering exposures. So that's going to look like, I sent her a message yesterday. I sent her the testimonies and she didn't respond. So today I'm going to go follow up and ask Leah what she thought. Hey, I'm sure you probably got busy, just checking in to see what you thought of those testimonies. If they sound like you, if not, let me know and I'll go find some other ones, right? It's that layering exposure, moving people to the next step in the process. Social media, you're going to want to make sure you've posted on social media or in your stories using those 5 styles. And you guys use this as a weekly thing. Monday, ask a question. Tuesday, post a picture of you and your kiddos doing something. Wednesday, make a recommendation. There's your guide. If you've ever thought, but I don't know what to post, there you go. And the more you do it, the better you get, right? And the more normal it seems. And engage with people. Do those wise social media tips we shared of engaging. That can take you 10 to 15 minutes. It really shouldn't take longer than that. This is not you scrolling. And then mindset and skill development. You guys listen to a book. Ask your sponsor, hey, what's your favorite book that has helped you get going in this business? Post about it. You guys, there you go. There's your question post of the day. Today, why don't you do this today? Can we all make a challenge? As soon as we get off this, you're going to go on Facebook and say, what are your favorite personal development books? What is one you've read or listened to? I am looking for a good one. Go make an engagement post and ask people on Facebook or in your stories. But you're going to want to every single day. When somebody wants to work with me one-on-one and wants to be mentored together, I tell them, you have to promise me you're going to listen to or read an audiobook or personal development book. I give them suggestions every single day because all the other things are easy. You can copy and paste offers. It's easy to put a post up of you and your kid. It is easy to send out a sample in the mail. These are things that honestly our kiddos could do. They're so simple. They're with our thumbs. This is easy work. It's not construction. It's not riding on an ambulance or a fire truck. It's easy work. It's with your thumbs, right? That's easy. It's the mindset. It's the, oh, they didn't respond. Now I don't know what to think about that. It's the, am I good enough? Am I good enough to do this? Can I? I know they did, but they seem so professional. You guys, you should have seen us in the day. I actually stink so bad right now. I told Leah, I was like, I'm so sorry. Had a baby on me all day. We're not professional, right? We're just doing the easy work with our thumbs. And because we've done and we continue to do the hard work of mindset development. And so you want to do that every single day. And then your weekly recap. And I want to give you a challenge. If you're hearing our stories, if you have goals, whether it's $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 a month, I want you to use this weekly recap and send it to your sponsor or whoever is helping you in your business development at the end of every week, because that is accountability. It's easy to say you want something. It is a lot harder to actually do it, right? Because of the mindset work. So you're going to take a screenshot and at the end of every week, send them that so they can see how many conversations. Because if you only sent out 2 conversations, if you only had 2 Plexus conversations, they're going to tell you, girl, don't be discouraged. You only sent 2 conversations. Like, that's okay. Like, let's improve on that next week. How can we improve on that next week? Right? Or if you sent 15 and you only had 1 response, it's going to say, all right, show me what you're sending. Because we see that there's an issue here. You should have had a few more responses. Let's double check that. That's the way to improve your work. Not be discouraged, but make improvements. So that is your weekly recap that if you're serious and if you want to grow and if you have that what if in your head, you're going to send someone send your sponsor or your accountability partner at the end of every week. So we're going to make sure everyone gets that guide. If you're in Team Pages, it'll probably be in files, or you're a diamond, and we'll make sure they get it. And you get that guide to get started on. But thank you so much. I know this went long, but in my mind, I thought we're going long because people want those steps, want to know how to get started, want to hear this. I hope this inspired you of the what if, what's possible, hearing where we came from and where we are now, just means that you can too, 100%. I wish we could tell you all the goofs about the time I asked a man how his breastfeeding journey was going, and I ran through the house and unplugged the router because I was terrified. So many goofs and mess ups. I actually, we go into so many stories there, but if we can, you can. The products work. The business model has been proven by all of us to very much work. And it's a beautiful business of impacting lives that you can feel so proud about being part of. So thank you, Lizzie, Sally, Leah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us all, Lizzie, and starting this impact circle of tens of thousands, literally tens of thousands of lives. And we hope to hear your story one day and get to watch you on your journey. So thank you so much, everyone. Go make that post and go get your weekly recap sheet and get started on them. All right. Love you all. Thank you. See you at convention. Some of you. Going to be awesome. Bye.